You wanted to accomplish a number of things for the expo. So far, how's it going?
You know what, so far we're really on track on all of our goals and all the things that we wanted to accomplish in 2008 for the show. You know, we took everything that we learned from last year, which was our first event,
right?
And we went ahead and said, let's study everything that we thought we fell short on, and let's go ahead and let's duplicate everything we thought we did great on, but only go to the next level on everything that we did great on.
Right.
And so by doing that, we were able to find the little niches, you know, just the little things that make a big difference at a show, right? Creating opportunity for people to sit. We have this giant foyer area outside the trade show floor, right? We said, how can we engage more people in this little area? So, okay, I got an idea. Let's put down couches. Let's put down tables. Let's put down chairs. Let's make it inviting for them to sit in. And let's go ahead and let's give them wireless internet access. Let's give them a bar so that it feels like that they're at the bar at the lobby of the hotel. And it's all the little things, so they sit down and they strike up impromptu meetings, and that was something that really sat on me over the year. How are we going to make that happen? You know, let's really have a phenomenal keynote speaker. Last year we had a great keynote speaker. The guy was amazing, but we needed to bring somebody in that, you know, okay, we're a second-year show, and we got to get past the sophomore jinx, right?
And you found Benjamin Zander.
And we found Benjamin Zander through some help of some friends at your RSCG Edge who had listened and heard him speak twice. And he said, this is the guy you need to get.
What did you go away from that whole event thinking about?
You know what, for me, everything about that entire event was really about the vision of possibilities. To me, it was like I realized, as much as I thought that I was into possibilities, and as much as I thought I had an open vision, I sat in that event and realized, through the power of music, through the power of his presentation, that, you know what, I'm closed-minded. I just didn't realize it until last night. You know, I'm goal focused,
right.
And now I'm going to try to be less goal focused. You know, exactly. I don't want to spiraling down. I want to walk into a room and be like, you know what, I can go left, right, up, down. It doesn't make a difference because I can make something.
But how does that transfer to the magazine industry?
That's a good question. Well, you know, ultimately people think we're tied to certain types of content, certain types of readers. We have certain types of revenue streams. So it now makes me have to go back and look at the staff and look at our audience and to look at myself and say, how can we make this better? What can we do as a team to reach more people, to provide more information, to give more than we take, right? And to create new opportunities, whether it's a revenue opportunity, an educational opportunity, and to just make more of what we've got by being more open-minded.
You know, it's really more about maintaining an open sense of mind and really letting loose their inhibitions with some of the current, you know, I guess, constraints that they've kind of been holding on to very tightly. You know, it's not thinking outside of the box. It's really more applying yourself in different means to grow. So.
Did it make your job any easier?
It did. You know, it was kind of a good icebreaker because, you know, when we did a lot of re-signing today with companies that are exhibiting on the show floor.
Good.
And, you know, we had 100% everyone re-signed for their exhibit space for next year, which will be held at the Hilton right down the street.
Oh, okay.
That's just being built.
The genesis of all of this is Response Magazine. Out of Response Magazine, we kind of created the Direct Response Marketing Alliance to create like a networking platform for the industry. And once we did that, we realized that the best way to get people together on a regular basis was an annual event such as this. So kind of everything's kind of been created whole cloth out of the magazine originally, and then you had the DRMA and the Expo created, and it's all kind of one thing. Networking, education, research, everything's focused on driving the industry forward.
So Session 5, this branding or blending, how did that work?
That's my session, and I did it last year. It's basically a session about how direct response TV can also brand your product. And we bring in, our idea is to bring in a brander who is a traditional brander who's now using direct response, try to bring in someone from a brand that's been built out of direct response, like a Guthrie-Rinker or something like that, and then also bring in kind of a wild card speaker. And we had a great time yesterday. We had Brian Faze from MTV Networks, which they're a real leader and a visionary in DR ad time on cable networks, and it was great to have him on board. We had Rich Thompson from Previa Healthcare, another great guy. He spoke on my panel last year. I mean, he is a wealth of information. And we also had Caroline Robinson from Boost Mobile, who was our cover girl in December of 2007. Boost Mobile, really hip brand. Some things that she's been doing there are just fantastic, and it's great to see her there.
Session 4, maximum integration.
Yep. Dick Wexler from Lockhart & Wexler is the moderator on that session. He actually put together a pre-show intensive the day before the event, where it was a fully sponsored event. He brought in some great speakers from the pharmaceutical world, from the insurance world, and then we basically asked him to kind of recreate, and that was like a 6-hour event. We asked him to recreate the best of that in an hour and 15-minute event for the entire Response Expo group, and it actually turned out really well. You know, it's very rare to hear a pharmaceutical company come in and talk about what they're doing right now. It's very guarded, very tough to do, and we actually achieved that twice in this expo by having the Boehringer Ingelheim guy here, Whit Rawlinson, really smart man, and also having the Cialis case study today. So we're very excited about that. I don't know if there's been a direct response trade show that has had even one pharmaceutical session before, and we had 2 different pharmaceutical companies represented here.
Specifically for you, Richard, what do you hope to get out of the direct response industry? Why are you here? Why are you involved in the direct response industry?
Well, of course, at some point I'll be hosting something. I have no idea what it will be rather, and it'll be interesting and great. But what I'm getting out of it is I'm getting information. I'm getting life information. I'm talking to people who are engaging, who are interesting, who've got a whole bunch of things to say. I'm learning. And any person on the face of this earth that doesn't learn something in a day is missing it. And I want to learn more than that. I'm that kind of a person. So I'm learning. It's wonderful.
At the Seaport celebration last night, we as a team played a big role in that major networking event with FedEx and Response. What were your thoughts on the Seaport celebration last night? We had about 500 total people that attended.
In comparison to last year's, this one seemed to flow better. Now, for me, it again is about the interviews. The FedEx people were wonderful. I learned a whole bunch, and so I'm assuming that all of that is on tape. What I learned ends up transferring to tape. Just the notion that FedEx is the second largest airplane fleet in the world blew my mind. What are the issues then that they have with the whole global fuel shortage and all this, that, and other, and how they work with various companies to deliver product, and what the direct response industry can do for them.